Now, with you being a quality-minded cooperative with as many members as you do, and a great harvest of grapes every year, you make wines from the very entry level all the way up to some rather fine wines, don't you? And you mentioned Spumante there, but you make wines in all different styles, don't you?
Yeah. Now, the thing is that it's very simple to produce wines at different level in a winery like Guardiense. Yes. And especially in a winery like Guardiense, because of it's a cooperative that is looking for the quality, it's easy to produce the top wines. It's easier to produce the top wines than the basic wines. I'll tell you why. When you produce a top wine, a fine wine, usually you're not talking about huge numbers. Usually you're talking about maybe that specific label, 20,000 bottles. Maybe you could have also maybe 50,000 bottles, okay? Yes. About a quite high volume of a fine wine. So you're talking about numbers that for our cooperative, they're very small. How can you produce a fine wine? Where is the secret? Where is the real secret? The real secret is in the grapes. The real secret of the top wines is in the maximum quality of the grapes. How can you produce a high quality wine? How can you produce a fine wine? You're going to select the best grapes, you're going to select the best vineyards to produce your top wine. This is quite normal, everybody does it. But where is the difference in a cooperative? The difference in a cooperative is that thanks to the 1,000 members, thanks to the 1,500 hectares, thanks to the different kind of soils that we were talking before. So all those differences help us to create many different crus. So if you have many crus, not just one, if you have many crus, you can basically, every vintage, every year, in relation to the climate of that particular year, you can select always the parcel that is gonna give you the best wine.
Yes. Yep.
So what I usually like to say that we invented the itinerant cru. What does it mean, itinerant cru? It means that in our wines, in our top wines, usually you don't find every vintage always the same vineyard.
I see.
You will find always the best cru for that particular vintage, for that variety, to produce our top wine. So this is a way that really helping us to produce a very consistent quality, a very high quality year after year. So it's easier to produce the high quality wines than to produce the basic wines. Because when you're talking about a basic wine, usually you're talking about large volumes.
Yes, yes.
Obviously, the large volume comes from a mix of different vineyards coming from all over the valley. So if the vintage, for any reason, it's a difficult one, it could be a very cold vintage or a very hot vintage, a lot of water problems or whatever. In the small production, we always can select the top, and our top is always top quality. In the larger production, you need to select a larger quantity of vineyards. Yes. So the wine you will produce is the average of the situations, of the problems that you can have in the valley. So it's easier to produce small quantity than large quantity. That's what we can do at La Guardiense.
It's a beautiful thing, and almost the opposite of the Burgundian model of the village system. So I was going to ask you that when this mapping was done, the mapping of the terroirs, if some of the farmers, the growers, got a bit upset because they were in one certain plot that was in a certain area, but with this idea of the itinerant cru, everybody gets a fair kick at the ball there.
Yeah. Now the thing is that everybody if we just talk about the numbers, usually we imagine like a producer that has his own land in a specific area. So my land is in the volcanic area, is in the clay and calcareous area, whatever. But it's not like this, because in this specific area, the fragmentation is so big that the average producer has 1.5 hectare, but he doesn't really own 1.5 hectare in a single place. He has different parcels in different areas.
Oh, I see.
So this is just great, because you don't have just 1,500 hectares. You have, what we counted is 3,600 small parcels. We have 3,600 small parcels in all over the valley. So our crews, they're really cruel, but they can really give a different results in the way, because of the soil, because of the microclimate, but also because of the way the grower manage the vineyard. Because it's not just what the climate and the soil does, but also what the man do. So the man is so important in the production of grapes, because if we help the vineyards to do the right process, it will produce a top quality grapes.
I was about to say, how hands-on are you with the way that all of these 1,000 members farm their land?
Now, we have a group of people that is called technical committee, that is basically helping La Guardiense to follow the members, to help the members to make the decision.
Yeah.
We are using all the best technologies that are now possible, using the satellite mapping, using the micro, climate monitor. So everything that is possible to help the members to take the right decision. And this team of people that is made of very expert farmers. So they're not just scientists, they are expert farmers that they made practice also with those technologies to help the other members to take the right decision and to follow the protocols that La Guardiense is giving to the member to produce high quality grapes.
I'd be curious as to the impact of the sustainable, organic and/or biodynamic movement within the region of Campania.
Now, this is something very important. La Guardiense is now doing an important project of sustainability.
Right.
The sustainability is already in place in our winery. We have something like 600 hectares that are managed with the best sustainability protocols. We have also part of our production, a small part that is organic.
Right.
So we have a small part of organic, we have a large part of sustainability, and we have also another large part of people that are in progress to be sustainable. Nice. So this is very important, because sustainability, people is understanding that it's not just because of the market. We don't make sustainable wines because of the market. We need to do sustainable grapes because of the future of our lands, of the future of our children, of the future of the wine of our area. So it's not because of the market, it's not because in the US or in Canada or in UK, they asking us for sustainable wines. This is not the right way of managing this, especially in a cooperative. You need to let people understand that they're doing that because of their future. And this is the way we are doing that. This is the reason why we are not all 100% of our production sustainable yet, but the percentage is going up very quickly.
As I said at the beginning of this interview, you definitely are a cooperative that give cooperatives a good name, and you're doing some fantastic work down there in Campania. Marco, thank you very much for joining us at Good Food Revolution today. Really appreciate your time, and great to see you again.
Thank you for the invitation. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Well,
Hope to
hopefully
see
we'll
you-
see you again
see you
in
soon.
Toronto. That would be nice. Take
That's
care for
gonna
now.
be. Thank you. Thank you.